have maybe A-level certificate, which is higher than maybe a certificate, an ordinary certificate, or you have a degree obtained in Uganda. If you have a higher qualification obtained in Uganda, then you don't have to go back to Nche to verify the equivalence of your certificates which you relied upon for the 2021 general elections. If you now have a higher qualification like a degree obtained in Uganda. But if you contest in 2021 general elections and on the basis of a certificate of equivalence from National Council for Education, but since 2021 you have now obtained a degree outside Uganda, you have to go back to National Council for Education to verify your degree and then issue you with a certificate of equivalence once again. I want also to emphasize the following, that the following persons are not required, the following categories of persons are not required to establish or verify their academic qualifications with the National Council for Higher Education. The first category, all those people or aspirants who have an advanced level certificate they obtained in Uganda. If you have an A-level certificate or A-level standard of education obtained in Uganda, you don't have to go to National Council for Education to verify your A-level certificate or standard. No, you don't have to do that. You don't have to submit it to the Electoral Commission for establishing, as the law says. No, you don't have to do that if it was obtained in Uganda. Second category is persons or aspirants who have or who obtained or have higher qualifications than A-level obtained in Uganda. If you obtained a degree in Uganda, which is higher than A-level, you don't have to go to the National Council for Higher Education. Third category, those persons or aspirants with the qualifications higher than A-level standard obtained from the former University of East Africa or any of its constituent colleges. I think Makerere University was one of those, University of East Africa or something. So if you obtained that degree by which year, in the 50s or 60s, you don't have to go to National Council for Education for establishing or verification of your higher qualification. So those are the three categories of persons who do not have to go to National Council for Education to have their documents verified or issued with the certificate. Now, we thought that we should make this clarification because we understand there has been a lot of confusion. I've been seeing candidates who obtained A-level standard in Uganda. They are submitting them to the Electoral Commission. You don't have to do that. We just wait for the date of nomination and attach your academic qualifications together with the other nomination papers before the nomination officer. Furthermore, the above mentioned three categories of persons need not establish their academic qualifications with the Electoral Commission in the said period, that is, at least 2 months before nominations. Because the law has said, for those who have to verify their academic qualifications, as I've highlighted, before National Council for Education, they should present the certificate of equivalence to the Commission at least 2 months before nominations. But if you are an aspirant in the three categories I've highlighted, whose qualifications were obtained in Uganda here, which are A-level standard or above, then you don't have to establish with the Commission in the 2 month period we mentioned. In conclusion, the Commission would like to thank all stakeholders in the electoral processes for the support you have rendered to the Commission in the implementation of the roadmap to date. I also like to appreciate the voters or the people under the special interest groups, that is older persons, persons with disabilities, and the youth, for their participation in the ongoing electoral program for the election of special interest groups, committees, from the village to the national level. As we talk now, today, the 18th, we have elections of the youth at the sub-county or town council or municipal division level. Those elections are ongoing. We have concluded phase 1, village level, for all the 3 categories of special interest groups. We have finished the parish level. Now we're at sub-county level. Next week, I think we hope to go to the district level. I would also like to commend the political parties which have carried out their internal party primary activities in identifying the flag bearers who will contest on the various elective positions under Article 61, Clause 2 of the Constitution. I only wish to urge them, that is the political parties, to ensure that they address any emerging disputes or grievances or conflicts arising out of those party primaries. Let them resolve them expeditiously before we get to the nomination dates in all these categories. We would love the political parties to ensure any disputes or complaints regarding the said party primaries are resolved before we get to the nomination, so that by the time we get to the nomination dates for each of those categories of elections or elective positions, the disputes have been resolved and a proper or correct flag bearer identified and confirmed to the Commission by the political parties. I also want to continue urging the people of Uganda that let us maintain peace and stability in whatever we are doing. Let us be law-abiding. Let us avoid violence, unnecessary bloodshed, even loss of lives. It's unfortunate in some of the party primaries we have observed the ugly head of violence leading to even loss of lives and injury to people, destruction of property. I think this is unwarranted, it's unnecessary, it's abhorrent, and we should all not allow that kind of conduct to persist in our electoral environment. Let us strive at all material times to have our elections as peaceful as possible, because peace and stability is all that we need as a uniting factor, irrespective of the political parties we belong to or the cultural backgrounds we come from. On all stakeholders to take note of the remaining and ongoing activities on the roadmap and participate in the respective activities following the guidelines for the said activities. Where there is a need, the Commission will be updating the country on any emerging or next activity so that everybody takes part as required of them, of him or her, under the law. I want to thank you for listening to me. I say all this for God and my country. For any other entity, whatever you allow or not allow your members to do must be in conformity with the law. And under the Constitution, I've left it down here, but the Constitution, I think, provides for independent candidates in the multi-party dispensation under which we conduct our elections currently. So I think the issue is, what does the law permit and what doesn't it permit? That is the primary issue. Because if it comes to the law and the guidance or guideline of the political party, I think the law takes precedence over any other matter. Now, on the issue of Derek, yes, it is true. There was that decision that was made by the courts of law. But as we said, before you embark on implementing a court order or decision, you must follow the legal parameters in place that will enable you or allow you to implement or to put into effect the court orders. And as far as we are concerned, under the current legal framework, that is not yet available. We hope that when that is sorted out on how prisoners who are serving sentence, maybe on death row, maybe on life imprisonment, or any other term of imprisonment, how they can be allowed to vote. Because currently, we are not permitted to set up polling stations inside the gates of the prisons. Neither are the candidates allowed inside the gates of prisons to conduct campaigns to the prisoners. That is not in position as yet. Even for diasporans, the law now says you are allowed to vote if you're a citizen over 18 years and above at a polling station in the parish of your residence or origin. Now, a parish or residence of origin are within Uganda, not outside Uganda. So the Electoral Commission, therefore, to effectively carry out these, we need to have certain processes carried out to put in motion the enabling procedures that will allow that to be held. Now, on the issue of accreditation, yes, receive many requests for accreditation, either to conduct voter education or to observe any activity of the elections. I've just been briefed by the deputy chairperson who is in charge of the accreditation committee that so far we have accredited about 50 organizations. 50 organizations have been accredited to conduct voter education in the country. So it's not true, therefore, that we are sitting on these requests. You can check, but it is 50. Now, on the Department of Voter Education, it's correct. We have a Department of Voter Education, among others. It's also not true that that department has not conducted any iota of voter education. That's not true. We are aware that voter education has been taking place in various institutions of learning across the country, in gatherings where people are, and so on and so forth. What I think we have been told by several stakeholders is that we need to improve on the degree or the amount, if I may use the word, of voter education we are carrying out. And we are going to do this. We even carry out voter education, radio programs. I myself have been involved in some programs which one can deem or dub as voter education. So at every given opportunity, we do conduct voter education. Basebo ne banyabo njagala kubebaza